not seen my last video, yes, I have a new background behind me. I'm also wearing my Friday the 13th shirt because we're going to be talking about the 13th floor on an elevator, so get ready. Also, I've decided starting now until Halloween, I'm going to be wearing either a horror shirt or a Halloween shirt every single day you see me until Halloween. And for those of you who just aren't ready for Halloween yet, that's why I chose like a partial Halloween backdrop, because we got some bats, we got some spooky moons, but it's not too in your face. But trust me, when October hits, I'm gonna have a very in-your-face backdrop. But yeah, if you would like to win this new backdrop behind me, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, so my Jessii Vee channel, turn on your notification bell, and then head over to my new Instagram account called The Whimsy Wonders. Give that a follow, and all you have to do is comment on the very first picture I ever posted there. Comment anything you want, and that's all you have to do to be entered. And also, I posted my very first handmade jewelry piece the other day. I only made 8 of these jewelry pieces. It is my oil spill moon collection. Every single pendant is slightly different depending on how they were dipped in the oil color. So they are going to be a slightly higher price point than what you would normally see on my normal merch website, just because it took me a while to make. I literally made it from scratch and I bought all the different pieces. And yeah, anyone who makes handmade jewelry, you know they're not cheap to make. So if you are one of the 8 people who got this piece, please tag me in your pictures. I would love to see this piece on you. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into today's video. Now, this was actually such a highly requested video topic from you guys. You really wanted me to talk about creepy elevators and specifically the elevator game. So before we jump right into the spookiness part, let's talk about some brief elevator history. And I'm talking brief because we don't really care about full, intense elevator history. So since the dawn of time, humans have always been looking for more efficient ways to do things, such as transporting humans in faster and more convenient ways. The very first elevators were called hoists, and they were used as early as the 3rd century BC. So they were basically these contraptions that were on ropes and pulleys, and they were usually powered by animals, water, or humans. And the first electric elevator was built by a German inventor in 1880, and it had automatic doors and everything. Now, I don't know why, but for some reason, I did not think that the electric elevator was built in the 1800s. Like, I always thought it was sort of a more recent thing, like maybe mid-1900s, but clearly I don't know much about history. So yeah, elevators have been a thing for a very long time. So let's talk about the superstition that most people know about, the 13th floor. Next time you're in a hotel, try and find the 13th floor in an elevator. More often than not, it won't be there. This is because 13 is a very superstitious number, and a lot of people are afraid of it. Now, this is actually a real phobia. I'm gonna try and pronounce this. It's called triskaidekaphobia, which is an extreme fear of the number 13. And think about it, this number is associated with so many bad things. Like Friday the 13th is considered to be very unlucky, and a lot of terrible events that have happened in the world have happened on the 13th day of the month. And I can make a whole different video about that topic entirely. So by removing the 13th floor, many hotel owners are simply making sure they don't alienate any superstitious clients. Because if your hotel has a 13th floor, most people will literally request to change rooms. Like, tons of people will refuse to stay on the 13th floor. So that's why when you're in an elevator, it goes from floor 12 to 14, and some people don't even notice that jump. But now I know you will, since you just watched this video. And the funny thing is, there still is technically a 13th floor in a hotel. You can't just like magically skip a floor. You can call it floor 14, but we all know it's actually floor 13. But yeah, they kind of just disguise it so that they don't freak people out. So before we get into the paranormal game, let's talk about a creepypasta called the Red Cloak. This is more of an urban legend that has to do with the 13th floor. So just because most hotels don't have a 13th floor doesn't mean that they all don't. Actually, if you go and visit a very old hotel, chances are they will still have a 13th floor. I'm talking hotels that are like 100 years old or more. There's a legend that if you are staying in a hotel room on the 13th floor and choose to go into the elevator, sometimes a woman in a red cloak will walk in the elevator with you and will stay quiet the entire way up. Now, you won't be able to see her face because her red cloak will be covering her eyes, doors, and she won't respond if you try and talk to her. And when the doors open on the 13th floor, she will walk off and disappear down the hallway. Now, it's actually creepy the amount of people who have said they've seen this red-cloaked woman. I read this one story about this person who lives in an apartment building on the 13th floor, and they actually see her quite frequently. So they say that if you have to stay on the 13th floor for some reason at a hotel, to always take the stairs up to your room. Now, I've never seen anything bad happening to people who have seen this woman, but just be careful. And lastly, the moment you've all been waiting for, the elevator game. This is a game called Elevator to Another World, and it has been going around the internet for quite a few years now. The title of the game pretty much explains it, but if you decide to play this game, it will basically take you to another dimension. You're supposed to play this game alone, and you have to be in a building with at least 10 floors. And I've also heard this game is better played if it's at 3 a.m., but I don't really think it matters that much, as long as you play it after dark. So here's how the game works. After dark, step into an elevator in a building that has at least 10 floors, and make sure no one else is in the elevator with you. If someone walks in, the game won't work. Now, the instructions I'm about to tell you are a little bit confusing, and it basically has to do with you going up and down to different floors over and over again. It's basically how the ritual begins. So here's how it goes. Bear with me. It's a little bit confusing. Once you're in the elevator alone, press the button for the 4th floor. And when it takes you there, do not step out of the elevator. Remain inside and press the button for the 2nd floor. When you reach the 2nd floor, press the button for the 6th floor. When you reach the 6th floor, press the button again for the 2nd floor. When you reach the 2nd floor, press the button for the 10th floor. And when you reach the 10th floor, press the button for the 5th floor. And this is where it finally gets interesting. So after you've gone up and down and all about, you're gonna be on the 5th floor. A young woman may enter the elevator. Do not look at her. Do not speak to her. She is not what she seems. Most people say she will ask you, "Where are you going?" But you are not supposed to answer, and you're not supposed to look at her. Then you must press the button for the 1st floor. And one of two things might happen when you do this. It might actually take you down to the 1st floor, which is good. In that case, it means you're all done. You can exit the elevator without looking back. But it might take you to the 10th floor, and it's your choice if you want to exit or not. If you decide to stay on this 10th floor and exit the elevator, you have entered the other world. It's going to look identical to the real world, which makes it fool you. The only thing that's different is that all the lights will be off. Remember which elevator you go off of, because you have to use that exact one to get back to the real world. Now, a lot of people who have actually been to this other world say that electronic devices don't work there. So your phone won't work, your MP3 won't work, your iPad won't work, nothing's gonna work that you have on you. And once you're done walking around in this other world, people say it's actually kind of difficult to get back to the normal world. You may become disoriented and forget which elevator in which you arrived. And some people have even said that the elevator may seem to get further and further away from you as you walk towards it. It also says if at any point during this ritual you faint or pass out or black out, you will wake up in your own home, in your bed. But if you don't pass out and you can actually walk back to the first elevator that you came from, to get back to the real world, you must press the buttons in the same order you did in steps 2 through 8, so you should finish at the 1st floor. Before you exit the elevator, you have to check your surroundings very carefully to make sure you're walking back into the real world, because sometimes this other world will try and fool you. If anything seems off, even the smallest detail, do not exit the elevator. So if anything looks wrong, you have to repeat all of those steps over again until it looks like the real world again. And once you are confident you have returned to your own world, you may safely exit the elevator. Now, this game is so confusing, so if you're watching this right now and you're like, what did you just even explain to me, Jessii? I completely understand. There is just so many rules, so much instructions. It is so confusing, and I really want to try and play this game. It's just hard, like with the state of the world right now. I have to be very careful because I'm immune compromised. So going into random buildings and elevators and just going out in the public right now is very intimidating to me. So maybe if things start getting better, I will play this game, but please comment down below if you've ever played this game before. Was it confusing? Did it work? Was it creepy? I know there are also other YouTubers who have played the elevator game, so I'm sure there's other videos out there that you can go and watch. But yeah, this video topic was just so highly requested. So go follow my vlog channel because I am sure that I will be playing this game in the near future. And I always like play the games over on that vlog channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, if you would like to win this backdrop behind me, go and follow the Whimsy Wonders account and comment something on the very first picture I posted. And yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day and I will see you in my next video. Bye!